Democracy owes no sacred right to life, but if you're not enforcing trade law, it's not our government. I don't expect the cops to be like, oh, crime in Italy. We gotta avenge this guy. Church gonna be pretty pissed. Satan had 40 days and nights to test the Messiah. Where you people get off following a 6-year-old around for years and then failing. First, do no harm. Or, I can do whatever I want. What are you going to do about it? You won't even know about it. I get back where I came from. Yeah, I did it. But look what they're doing. Fuck them anyway. Holy war is where we get our concept of insanity from. If somebody has a vendetta, it might be easier sometimes to dangle the carrot, and if you don't go for it, now they're threatening your family and shit. But don't act like I'm obligated to do enough fucking crack to keep up with you. I was on the road, and they boxed me in, and I was like, all right, here it goes. And I saw, like, they weren't trying to like pit me or anything. They just like stopped, like held speed right in front of me until I looked at the light, the blinkers. You know how they have the naked lady mud flap? Well, this one she was pointing at a sign on the side of the road. You know, we're not on the road. Full disclosure on the record. Oh, you're not allowed to get help. Fuck, it's the Russians. I've never engaged Mexico in illicit contraband trade. I worked a few different jobs. There was a guy. He wasn't Mexican, but Spanish, I guess. But like that's it. I've never engaged in illicit trade for purposes of profit or subsistence, except for cannabis. Bring charges. It grows in the dirt. Oh, he's a repeat offender. Just fucking throw his life away. It's ridiculous. This country grows the best pot in the world. We can't keep up with the deficit. We gotta sell these people's kids. Like, anything goes as long as it's bad. Attack the Capitol. All of a sudden, democracy is not the blanket immunity we thought it was. If it had been a sincere effort, if there anybody with experience in the matter or a grasp on the concept of diplomacy had been involved in the planning and execution of the violent souvenir flash mob that was January 6th. Somebody got shot, party's over. What do you want to do? I'm gonna go home and have dinner. I'm not gonna flip. Like, I already kicked your ass. Fucking deadbeats. Thought I was here to forgive you, here to correct you. It was already too late when we started. That's why I was like, I've already won. Because I don't know what's going on. I went in on it. Yeah, I get it. You're playing God. But that, it's supposed to be a reason for that. I'm not just like somebody's budget item. Oh, am I blessed? Because I'm not certified with a bar or anything. There's like a state board decides if you can do that. Oh, am I blessed? I'm blessed. That's just fine. I'm not obligated to the limitations of what passes for intelligence these days. I'm blessed, everybody. Keep your distance. Zombie apocalypse coming through. He trashed a $40,000 portrait. His protection ran out. He's blessed. Worth more than your whole perspective. Worth more than everybody who thinks like you. The wicked flee when none pursue it. None. None. I don't have to be bold as a lion. I don't know what's going on. Confusion is natural. It's normal for somebody who I saw, like the doctor ripped off the insurance company and sent collections after me. Tried to sue him. They're like, oh, he's lawyering up. Have we done business? Fucking garbage. Think you could just act like I mean, that's what it is. It just make you commit a crime for them. Put you in their fucking prison that they own. I want every dime accounted for. All the way, I mean, 20,000 miles. 20 years, 20,000 miles. The only reason they got me hemmed up in that situation in New Jersey the last time I was there is because they killed 2 of my friends when I was on my way. I'm like, that's inconvenient. Why would it have anything to do with me? I don't know if Joe's my friend. I mean, we were acquainted from 4 or 5 chance meetings. Maybe he was in on it. Maybe he was told to be there when he was. But I said the Nazis have been planning this for 80 years. You gotta be some kind of intergalactic rube to think it had anything to do with these gutter punks. You can't force me to kneel to some stupid god. Some gullible, naive, I mean, just puritanical, gay, atheist god. Racist, puritanical, gay, atheist god. I'm not racist. Like, you shall judge them by their fruits. I'm not going to be compelled to, like, not criticize someone of another ethnicity for acting like bad manners. No, I'm not racist. If that's a requirement for your organization, I mean, figure I'll find one eventually. Fucking deadbeats. American History X was not nearly good enough of a movie to be as wrong as it was. There's instead, you know, the old guy, the recruiter is like grooming all the neo-Nazis or whatever. Like, that should have been an effeminate French-Canadian child molester. After Charles de Gaulle, they were, you know, Vietnam, and then that's probably who did this to us. But by the time I was 5 or 6, they were still hopping trains, like, be at the grocery store talking about, you don't get a bicentennial. Why? Me? We're not allowed to have a bicentennial. I got the quarters around here somewhere. They're still out there, believe it or not. France, the French Canadians in particular. I don't know. I know the British Canadians think they are they're the empire. The Royal Canadian Mounted Swine. Declare independence, put a foreign monarch on the money. Who did you declare independence from? The United States? They threw off the shackles of Santa's oppression. 10 years later, they're stalking 6-year-olds at the supermarket talking about, you don't get bicentennial. Yeah, they never elaborated whether it was 1812 or the Civil War or Vietnam, 86. Prozac, fluoxetine, registered for distribution in the United States, Eli Lilly, France. 87, Allentown, PA. Skinheads rape and murder their whole family. And you know, Freud mentioned something like this could happen. Got people over, like, playing it to the hilt with no input from me. Like, they could just take something I say and just go crazy with it. Is it the Amish? I don't know. It's the Canadians. Anybody under the impression the Amish ever crossed my mind? This must be why they hate the English. They're just like evil people. It's the English. English comes from Angles. They're Celts. The Gauls. Giles. Whatever. Gales. Giles. The Gauls built Anglesey. They built Anglesey and Avalon. I presume they were pivotal in the construction of the first London Bridge. Anything on the Isles you regard as civilized is built on a foundation that would have been possible without the Gaelic swordsmen. Bretons, Celts, Angles, Celts. Picts, Celts. What gives this particular, like, you got raped by the Saxons. So sorry. Now you're the boss? What, you vendetta over here? For France is that away. Either vendetta is revenge, or it's a Ponzi scheme like, tag, you're it. No tag backs. You gotta go rape somebody. Go rape somebody else. For king and country, God save the queen. This is the whole thing. Like, we already have an eternal king of kings. The Christians. You be a king, marry a queen. Marry a princess. Presto, you're king legally. Not the whole the prehistoric Zoroastrian cradle rape racket. Wait, are you a Jew? Oh no, anything but the Jews. Figure they're kosher. They're not. Yeah, the kosher ones don't have to go around raping babies. Yeah, run some unclean thing off, and they, God's path unfolds before them. Not gonna just follow me to darkest Florida and act like I'm supposed to know what to do. I mean, basically, I'm not, you send in some guys who are under the wrong impression anyway. Like, why? I'm not gonna get anything useful out of them. They told me whatever I'm supposed to identify with. Well, that was 4,000 miles away, homie. I don't suspect them of it. Like, I don't expect that they even know what impression I think they're under. They got kids and old ladies and jobs and shit. Expect me to, like, do something stupid? Just prove I'm an asshole? The first thing, it didn't happen. This thing, it had to happen. Now there's no excuse for acting like I answer to my mother. You say it to my face, or not obligated. If you're not learning impaired, you can see the situation is not royalty. No one in my family traded their birthright for worldly, no God worth worshiping, loving, fearing, or forgiving. There's no Christian flat earth. From time to time, the Republic gets carried away with the illusion of its own authority. The Constitution, these are mutual protections. If only I'd gotten the memo, I'd have been there January 6th. We would have followed through. It would have been done correctly. There would have been a handoff. All this chasing people around. It's this guy's fault. That guy. Oh, look what... Like, Trump was like, Proud Boys, stand back and stand by. Nobody's paying attention? Nobody on our side? It's supposed to be a doctor's job. I know the editor-in-chief usually don't... Like, he knows what's going on. He don't give a shit. No one sees more news than the editor-in-chief. No one has a more holistic worldview of current events. If it happened in his lifetime, like, if it made headlines, he read them. Unless he's some equal opportunity plant for the gay mafia. I have nothing but esteem for the institution. I was mad about, what's his name? Fox. Rupert Murdoch. I thought that was Babu. Rupert? Where is that? Where did they name them that? That's a Hindu name. I finally see a picture of the guy. I'm like, that's Rupert? It's like a blonde kid named Tyrone. Sorry, I just presumed that nobody in the English-speaking world owned a press publisher. So, I mean, Rupert speaks English. That was my reasoning. Nothing personal. Nobody could possibly be this dumb without conscious effort. Truth. It's like, what's the deal, Rupert? You have a formidable enterprise. I'm a trained killer at your beck and call. Just somebody lied to the Catholics, so that giving me the blind eye. I got Indians messing with me, not Hindi. Indians. There's no justification for a religious assertion. If anything, you don't want anybody who looks like you messing with me. You can't just be like some kind of stupid attack dog for the corporation that's converting these people by the sword. Where do you think all the drugs are coming from? It's called market development. The democracy doesn't do that. They don't have to. We have to pay. The taxpayer has to pay for that. We're not going to pay for them to expand to corrupt the kids too. I operate from the standpoint that, my life didn't have to be so hard, but it got how it is, and I don't think anyone should be asked to endure what I have. No one should be expected to accomplish what I have. The only thing standing between me and, it's not, I'm not in it for profit. It's all about the money. All I ever wanted is what's right and fair and best for everybody. And that's for the almighty greenback to carry its weight. You deny me this, and you're basically giving free license to foreign wizards to come here and rape anybody with a name. They might not be aware of it, but how conscious, like how directly involved any foreign sovereignty is in sending all these gays here. Maybe he just can't stop them. They're not the best behaved gentlemen. Look at it this way. When France was at its peak, they had the Emperor of the Sun. And it was disgusting. Like, the way people acted, the nobility. Well, now we've got you just abdicated, but so there's a crown in London. It's like people act like it's a license to just do whatever they want. Oh yeah, I work for that guy. Does he know that? How am I supposed to find out if he knows it? Sire, we are under attack. What do they want? Well, he said he was going to murder a river of blood right to the gates of Buckingham. Just to the gates? Oh, he's doing him a favor. I understand there are little petty rival fraternities and organizations and orders, but once in a while, when Caesar committed genocide, it was a spectacle. It was a warning to anyone who would test the might of Rome. Any reason the throne wouldn't have the roughest hooligans in the aisles? And now you got hooligan culture. You don't have to be a bad example for the empire to do its thing. It's one thing not to quantify, not to justify the idea. Okay, they come here, they do terrible things and get away with it because they work for the crown. Charlie's got peasants jumping out of the bushes with pop guns trying to take his life. I don't know. Is that all part of the show? He just stared him down. Sire, how come you're not raping? Well, that's why I have you. The king's out hunting foxes. What they call the cadre. The staff's out raping peasants. Just showing him who's boss, my lord. So, I get that I was targeted because I'm the son of a Jackson. I get that. Opportunity of a lifetime. If the apparatus were functional, who's my child protection officer? Bad lieutenant? Gambling and drinking and smoking crack? No other explanation. Why you would sell a little boy off an operating table? Where do they cultivate such wealth in such retards? Oh good, the prince is here, show him in. Flip. I'm supposed to flip. I'm a gentleman. I mean, in the context, gentleman enough, never Christian enough for the LGBTQ lobby. I don't have to flip. If there's a gentleman left among you, I never justified the assertion, but we were under the impression. I know, I met your stupid God. First, do no harm, or you're not a doctor. Now, some guy pretending to be a doctor. The people who knocked down 3 towers with 2 planes called me a liar? In a nutshell? Thought they could go to town, do whatever they want. If it had been me, first off, if I was in a position to forgive it, like gate guard, in an official capacity, I'd have waited till the last one was out of sight. Hey, welcome back, or smile and wave. Yeah, I don't have to flip. We're already on the same. And wait till they're out of sight. The last one, make sure nobody else is coming. Torch the shack, go back to my unit. Barely made it out with my life. Pay the ferryman, it makes the paper. If I were in on it, my next stop would have been probably LA. I'd have gone straight to the Walk of Stars, and I have plans for a central distribution hub. We've got these elite, just simpletons talking about trying to wipe out large portions of the population. And, well, if you stop giving them fluoride pills, act like you can just market crazy and then blame us. Never raped anybody in my life. Like, I'm gonna join the rape king army. 007? He was asking for it. And you know, it's got to be the gay mafia. Nobody else could possibly be so fixated on a desired outcome. It's got to be this way. It's got to be what I'm thinking of in my head. No, yeah, nothing like that. It was a new game. I was 3. I didn't know any better. Oh, like, rape is defined as not taking no for an answer. First off, that's why the French would rape here, rape with the steel. You don't like it. You're not going to like it. You're going to be like, no, and they're not going to take no for an answer. It's rape. Let's just leave it at, the police were not there. Okay? The nanny took the kid and left, and my mom found me in the supervisor's office with no pants. 35 years later. Oh, it was my fault? Act like there's something terribly wrong with these 3-year-olds. 3 years old. You really think they're born that way? You don't represent our God. Some goddamn wizard over here acting like he's the Sultan of... He's the Maharaja, granting wishes. At no point have I been yelling at my people. The messenger acts like I couldn't possibly be addressing him. The messenger thinks that just because I didn't kill him, it didn't happen. Not an argument for a stayer. This is why the colonialists put their support team on the other side of the planet, so I don't fulfill the bullshit premise for their authority. Does Russia really need us to have this foreign dictatorship building and acquiring prisons on the land and converting our population by the sword to something even worse? How much do we owe them? Do your employees a favor, Russia. Technically illegal for us not to kill them. The internet is an epoch in human understanding on the order of written language. There's no excuse for this drawn out, prolonged suffering. Did we kill all the bad guys on September 11th? Oh, great. Good job. Our heroes. See, I have no animosity with the royals. Never met them. We're not related. Yeah, our girls looked a little bit alike when they were young. My grandfather had this big old schnoz on him. Used to call it his beak, like an eagle or something. But he was descended from gentry. But I mean, the point is, like, I wasn't in on it. I didn't do the things I was accused of. None of them. If it's still an issue, it didn't happen when I was there. London, these wizards got their asses kicked. You want to come pick them up? We just deport them back to Brit. They say they're here on behalf of the crown. Call themselves the KKK. Need me to spell it? I heard BBC's Chomo statue got attacked with a 5-pound maul. Heard some Irishman knocked a dick off your child molester statue. I don't know what the deal is with Prince, what's the other one? Andrew? Hugh Hefner's famous last words as he lay dying were, if you don't like it, you're gay. I don't know, are things as bad as they must think they are to justify? No, they got a toy they wanted to try. Things are bad. They act like your only way out is to sell them a gram. Go to prison, everything will be better. 20, 30 years from now, they might have use of some of the younger guys. It's all so stupid. It's a waste of my talents. They thought they had some kind of big price tag. That 40 grand, I know it costs a little extra to get the space program involved. Space program took off. As soon as I smashed that phone, they were like, there goes our deniability. Idiot cops have gotten so stupid at this point. I don't know if they're even thinking about whether or not I'll figure it out. It's just supposed to work. They're trying to explain to a dog that it's not people. It disagrees. I know who wrote the code. I know who manufactured the chips. I know who plotted out the whole lexicon. I know the whole thing. I got idiot cops. I can't even get better cops. Send some greenhorn out here. I am a trained and sanctified killer, if not consecrated. I am a decorated airframe technician. I was a certified combat lifesaver. Come on, that's at least a lieutenant. You didn't learn anything from me that doesn't involve shooting an expert, bending wrenches, saving lives, and, maybe putting out fires by peeing on them. Little arson, little vandalism. You're allowed to have one sin. He said he's got me robbing banks and forging checks and hacking and anonymous, sneaking around, predatory, violent, sexual, deviant predator from the cradle. Hey, I finished high school. Jump on a train and get the hell out of Dodge. Finish high school, join the Army. As soon as I ship out at the end of the summer to enlist, now all hell breaks loose. Oh, he fled. Admission of guilt. So this bearded lady clown act, this sideshow, expects me to flip to something. I gotta flip English? Why don't I flip French? Why don't I flip Spanish? ¿Por qué no español? I gotta flip. These guys, you already flipped it. You gotta flip. You gotta jump the fence. Look, just admit you like silk panties and we'll leave you alone. This is the level of a policeman. Police. This is the investigation. I don't know what, like, I mean, I know you are, but what am I? It takes one to know one, and now they're like trying to prove it's not them. Are we paying for this? Who's paying for this? Washington. It's the gays. Help! It's the goddamn lobster backs. They look just like cops.